Hi everyone, so I am here with a little story time. So once upon a time, my tiny little channel was mildly successful. I was definitely kind of like on the upwards, sort of trending. I had a video go semi-viral and things got kind of weird pretty fast. Although things for me have kind of always been weird for my channel. I definitely feel like I'm kind of polarizing personality-wise. People seem to love me or really, really actively hate me. Sometimes this hate can be kind of extreme, and I don't mean like, oh, somebody was kind of mean to me. I mean, I've gotten a lot of mean, like, hate comments, a lot of things about me physically, a lot of things about the things that I'm interested in, the way that I speak. You know, I've gotten a lot of those hate comments, and perhaps more so than other channels my size. But I've just been met with like a lot of nastiness from people, people who created multiple accounts in order to troll me so that they could thumbs down my video a bunch of times and thumbs up their comments with whatever hate they wanted to spew that time. I caught them. This was when my channel was sort of newish, and I caught them when I figured out how to use the blacklist feature for comments. So if you have a YouTube channel, you can set up filters and you can set up certain words and certain phrases that if anybody comments using them, it automatically goes to like a place where you have to approve them, so they're not automatically visible. And I have a bunch of keywords flagged that people sort of abused over time, so that way if anybody uses those words, I have to approve those comments. It may happen on the odd time that your comment may not show up, and it may be because you used one of those words that are blacklisted, but that's how I found out that this person had created multiple accounts, because in the filtered section, it was the same comment, you know, copied and pasted from a bunch of different accounts, because they were trying to post it once and then have the other accounts thumbs it up, but because it was a bunch of different accounts, it would look like it was coming from different people, and I didn't realize it was one person until I had that feature, so that was fun. Eventually that stopped, but you know, I've been met with a lot of stuff like that. A lot of people have been like incredibly critical of me. I've had some issues of people who just flat out dislike me so much that they will tell other people. So this is a little segue besides that goes alongside with this whole somebody bought me a subscriber thing, because I've had a couple of times where I've done a lot of collaborations in the past with other creators. Some of those people you will notice probably don't interact with me anymore. I've been left unread from a lot of people, and a lot of people that I used to be friends with, and a lot of people that I used to talk to quite regularly. Not quite sure why, but I did see on more than one occasion somebody leaving a comment in somebody's video saying like, hey, I get that you and Elle are friends, but please stop like showing her face in your videos. Because it's a thing you might have seen in other people's videos as well, that if you're talking about somebody or recommending their channel, you might pop up their picture here and be like, this is so-and-so, they recommended this product to me, this is why I'm trying it, or, you know, just a shout out to them, go check out their channel, whatever. There's a couple of people that used to do that all the time with me, and let me tell you, that makes a huge difference in terms of channel, in terms of feeling like welcome and included in part of a community. But then I would see those comments on their videos that would be like thumbs up multiple times, saying that they really just, you know, didn't like to see my face and were going to unsubscribe if they didn't stop showing me. And so they would stop showing me, stop talking about me, and eventually stop talking to me altogether. It's why I have a hard time with some of this stuff. But anyway, let's continue. YouTube for me has been a creative outlet. It's been an escape for me. It's been something that I could focus my time on, and I could feel productive, and I could feel like I was accomplishing something. And in 2018, my channel growth was pretty steady. My video views were really great. Like, I was creating a lot of content that I was incredibly proud of. I was spending a lot of time on there because I was deeply unhappy in other aspects of my life, but creating stuff for YouTube was so fulfilling. I was pretty proud of the growth of my channel, but I didn't notice it that much. Right now with the YouTube analytics and the way that they've changed, it kind of like slaps you in the face. As soon as you click on it to check one thing, it's all of a sudden it'll basically yell at you and being like, you're not getting enough views, you've dropped subscribers, this and that. But I liked the old system a little bit better where I could look at other analytics and other data and get more information without having to like see the things that I didn't necessarily want to see, because I was trying my best to make YouTube just, you know, my hobby, despite spending so much time on it and taking it seriously. But I didn't want to compare myself to other people who were having like astronomical numbers and increases. But every now and then I'd notice increases, or people would bring it up to me and say, hey, congrats on like X amount of subscribers, or they would notice something like that. Side note, it bothers me a little bit that if you talk about like the bad side of numbers, like losing subscribers or views decreasing or less engagement, people are very critical of that, but yet those same people will celebrate the positive milestone numbers, where people are like, oh, I don't want to be thought of as a number, so don't complain about the views, but yet will compliment and praise somebody for hitting a certain view count or for hitting a certain subscriber number, which is just treating people as numbers. It's the same thing. I don't get it why one is acceptable and one is not, but anyway. So I would notice little fluctuations in my numbers, and I didn't really think too much of it because, you know, for the most part it was pretty steady despite like occasional dips, but mostly pretty steady, and not like any huge like major increases unless I happen to have a video that went like farther than just like the immediate reach of my channel, or maybe some other people were promoting it or talking about it. However, I was still feeling pretty good about the way that my channel was going. I felt like I was getting somewhere. And then at the end of 2018, my channel took a drastic dive down in numbers. I went from over 30,000 subscribers well down, lost like 5,000 plus, something like that. And that was very noticeable to me because I could see that number and that was like, what happened? I remember going and Googling and being like, what's like YouTube like mistake, YouTube numbers, and there was this big article and these people are talking about how they were clearing out fake accounts, bot accounts. So these were things of like accounts that aren't real, they're not really run by people, or I don't really know how each bot account is described or what makes account a bot account, or just something I guess inactive. And I was like, oh my god, that's a lot, and how did that happen? Now, I was really taken aback by that, and I was really confused because I didn't understand what happened. I didn't understand it, but I was dealing with a lot of stuff in 2019. The end of 2018 and into 2019, I was leaving my relationship finally. I was moving in with my parents. I had a lot of stuff going on. I was trying to work on me, and I wasn't really focusing on YouTube, and I really didn't upload very much at all for pretty much the entirety of 2019. You know, 2019 was really a year of personal growth and discovery, and just it was a very slow year. I was taking a lot of time for myself and trying to figure out a lot of things about who I am and what I needed to do moving forward. Now, by the end of 2019, I was feeling genuinely happy for the first time in a long time. I was in a new relationship. I had a lot of good things going on in my life. Like I was feeling like myself again, or like the myself that I feel like I've been missing for many years. And I wanted to start doing YouTube stuff again. So I started doing it. And when I'd start doing stuff like that, I go full force. And I was really happy, and I was having a great time coming up with new content again, doing videos that I missed doing, chatting with people. I was genuinely really enjoying it again. And not because it was an escape from my life, but just adding to my life. Now, my momentum is gone for YouTube. I myself am very excited. I have so many ideas, stuff I want to do. People's interest has gone. You know, the thing with YouTube is people are so fickle, and people just aren't interested in what I do anymore. So I feel like I've been fighting against that a little bit, but still just trying my best to kind of push those other things away from, you know, blocking me from doing what I want to do and just continuing forward. Now, the end of 2019, this is in December of 2019, I received an email. So at this point, I had been uploading again pretty regularly. I think I really started uploading again, maybe it was October or November. So I was uploading like steady, a couple of times a week. Now I'm going to reference, because I have the email on my phone. So the name of the person was Surprise You, and I'll put a screenshot of the email up here as well. The email address was LS Fake, so, you know, real email address. And the title of the email was, "You Didn't Learn." So this is what the email said. And again, I will have it up here, but I will just read it, what it said. It said, "You might have noticed a year ago you lost more than 5,000 subscribers. I did that. Over the course of the year, I bought subs to artificially inflate your count. I knew they would drop slowly, and then YouTube cleared out those fake accounts. Boom, I won. And you seemed to stop using YouTube as much as you had. Or as much as you had been. I thought you might have felt embarrassed. You had to see those numbers fall. You had to know people were tracking you and talking about it. But then you came back. So let me tell you what other people seem afraid to do. You will never be a YouTuber. Nobody wants to be like you. Nobody wants to look like you, even if you fix those things in your mouth you call teeth. So stop. I'm actually doing you a favor by telling you this now, because you didn't learn. You didn't learn that this isn't for you, so stop." That's the kind of reaction I seem to get from people. So anyway, when I got this email, when I read it, I screenshotted it and sent it to a couple of friends, and I was like, what the heck do I do with this? So because it's vaguely threatening, you know, it was like discussions of like, can you bring this anywhere? Well, there's no identifying information about anybody in this email. You know, there's nothing that even says that I'm really in danger. It just, you know, is basically this, I'm warning you to stop, or I'm going to keep doing something. I don't know what they were hoping to accomplish. The only thing I can think of is that because fake subscribers would eventually get cleared, or they drop, I guess. I don't know anything about how that even works. I'm sure a lot of people do it, but I have no idea how, like, buying accounts or buying subscribers or whatever does. So my guess is that they will decline over time. Maybe it's like a temporary thing. Maybe that's why. Maybe it was just really hoping that, like, you know, someone's just messing with my emotions, really, and hoping that I would take something like that so personally and then quit. Maybe they would think that other people would notice and think that I was being fake, LS fake, I don't know. It was just, like, I keep looking at that email and it's just so weird, and it feels very personal, but also this is the kind of stuff that I've received from other people, you know, very similar sort of comments from people. So I don't know if it's somebody that I actually know in real life, or if it's somebody that, you know, just really hates me because they saw my face appear in somebody else's video or something, who knows. But anyway, I did contact YouTube because I was like, hey, what can I do about this? And YouTube just really sent that generic response back of like, if you feel you're in danger, like, contact your authorities. And it was like, well, I don't want this to compromise my account anyway, and also I'm a little annoyed that this can happen without my consent for it to happen. I mean, I guess anybody can go out and buy people's subscribers. I don't know why someone would waste their money on that, to be honest. Like, they had to be really kind of obsessed to go that far. But anyway, I kept going and I keep going. I definitely feel defeated a little bit when I think about that, and when I think of numbers, and, you know, when the YouTube analytic thing just like shoves those declining numbers in my face. Like, I can't help but wonder, like, is this real people? Are these people that, like, was my account artificially inflated again? Did this happen? I have that kind of fear about it a little bit, and I'm like, are people like judging me because of this? Although I can't see like anybody would have necessarily noticed, except for like that initial decrease maybe in 2018, because a lot of people had been like, congrats on 30K, and it was like this big exciting thing, and then it was just like a plummet. So I didn't want to talk about this immediately after I got the email, because obviously I was pretty frightened over it, because I was like, what are they gonna do? And maybe it was going to, you know, put me in the limelight that I didn't want to be in, because if somebody was going to like buy an obscene amount of subscribers, people would probably notice that and notice how fake it was, put the blame on me, and then, you know, I'm concerned about my reputation a little bit, you know? Like, I don't want people to think that I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing. I'm always trying to like stay above board. So I've been a little, you know, afraid with that, but I'm hoping that they got bored, picked a new target, or got help, something. I mean, I hope they didn't pick a new target, but I hope, you know, they just realized what they were doing was maybe a little crazy, because to me it seems a little bit crazy. And now, like, that's kind of the silver lining of like the lower video views, the less engagement and stuff that I've been dealing with, is because there's a lot less trolls. Like, I'm not as interesting to those people anymore who would like feed off of the drama and feed off of like my hurt feelings. So that's the silver lining. Although it's like I said, it does take a toll on me personally when I keep experiencing these stuff, and when I go back and look at that, what happened, and when I look at, you know, other people sort of flourishing and being successful, and I feel like for me that's not happening, and you know, I can't do anything about that. I'm sure I react poorly sometimes to stuff like that because of how I've been treated, because of my experiences. So I wanted to share my story. Hopefully, maybe this makes a little bit more sense as to why I may react the way I do to some things. And anyway, that's been my experience. That's been my story with somebody buying me subscribers for some reason that I really can't figure out why, and I haven't heard anything from them since, so maybe I won't ever again. Fingers crossed. All right, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I would love to chat with you in the comments or anywhere else. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.